for you. Okay, today I'm going to talk about another philosophical thought, and that is about types of arrogance. So, when I say I'm talking about or I'm speaking about philosophical or psychological aspects of human behavior or anything which feels to me that it needs some more depth. So I ponder upon it, and then I bring the result in front of you and let you decide whether I am correct or wrong. So today's topic is about types of arrogance. So when we talk about arrogance, so we say, what is arrogance? The first question which comes to our mind, it is that because most of the time we come across this word arrogance, and we mostly relate it with the people who speak bluntly, who do not know how to speak politely in a humble way or in a very, you can say, noble way. So, or behave in in the same way. So, basically, when we define it, so we say arrogance is an inflated sense of self-importance, often accompanied by lack of consideration for others. Not just pride; it's pride pushed into dismissiveness, superiority, or rudeness. It emerges when a person's awareness of their abilities, traits, or status is repeatedly reinforced without reflection. Repeated praise, recognition, or societal validation can fuel it. Not uh, Again, the question comes to our minds that what, how many types of arrogance are there? We see an example of arrogance. So the question is that what kind of arrogance is this? So how we can differentiate between the types of arrogance? The first type we talk about as in a general sense. That general sense, even non-educated and people from working class or any class, they come into this type of arrogance. But another one which I'm going to talk about, which I'm going to light on that topic, is educated, high status arrogance. This is very important because you must have observed that people who reach to the zenith of their success, so then we see a change in their attitude, or we say we change in their behavior, and sometimes that behavior becomes quite annoying, quite disturbing, and we respect them because of their skills, because of their command over subject, because of their some prominent features. But still we start to lose interest in them, or in because of their own arrogant behavior. Basically emerges from skills, knowledge, beauty, or societal recognition. Now sometimes we feel that the arrogance which we are talking about, related to educated high status arrogance, it is basically about that how people first realize it. Yes, they have this potential. Yes, they have highly skilled. Yes, they have extreme. They are extremely beautiful. Yes, they are have some distinctive features which make them. They are different from others, and that this concept or this belief uh, becomes very deeply rooted in our in that person's mind, and that we called awareness. That awareness of this idea that we are different in any ways, which I already have mentioned. So we are not going to go in that detail. So that is why that is awareness, and that awareness stays into consciousness. It stays. It is deeply rooted in consciousness, and how and when it is. I mean, it is fueled or it is ignited. It is ignited or it is fueled by the last thing which we call praise. As people, if there is a professor who has a command over his subject and the way he teaches that subject, so the students really start to like that teacher or professor and really take a greater interest in his lectures. And when the teacher realizes this, he understands that okay, I have some potentials which other teachers do not have. They might be very good, but they are not of my level. So that is already first comes into awareness. Then it is consciousness when the students start to tell that teacher or professor that you are just amazing, you explain things in such a best way. Slowly and gradually that praise by the others, it start to fuel that ignorance. It start to develop the ignorance, and which later on convert into or transform into a rudeness, pride, arrogance, or even conduct of misbehavior. So these why? Because they feel that they are entitled to be praised. They are entitled to be recognized for their abilities, and they are in this position that they don't need to praise others because they are superior in any field or by any means. So then we have understood that how this the whole mechanism works. But the question is that why am I discussing these consequences of arrogance? Why? Because obviously when a person who goes through this mechanism or who is in the who is in the pipeline of this whole mechanism, so that person becomes so arrogant that sometime he starts to behave differently. He's more inclined towards misconducts, like maybe a student needs his help, but because of his arrogant approach, he declines to help that student. So that is why we say that this arrogance first is self-damaging, but later on it also affects other people's interest, and it affects the other people. You can say they are way they appreciate that person. They feel that they were wrong to call that person a very sweet or very kind or very intelligent or very humble person, and there is a shift in their statement about that person. So basically, that arrogance brings negative vibes instead of bringing a positive vibes. So that is why because the who have some specific these features, skills. So basically, they are role model, and when the role model do not play their role properly in a positive way, obviously influence or it affects the whole societal environment in a negative way. So I hope you have understood this thing, because sometime we have to understand these things, because sometime I do not understand that it is very this ignorance is very harmful approach towards others, and even harms. One should avoid such kind of approach towards others and should try to remain humble, though that person knows that he has all the skills that he should be praised of, but no, that spreads negativity. So it is better to take it as a normal trait and stay humble and stay noble and stay gentle, but still having all the highly skills and being praised by his capabilities, by his abilities, for his abilities, for his this capabilities. So I hope you have understood it, and if you do understand my logic, so please do leave a comment. Thank you.